She was called a gold digger, a punchline, a cautionary tale, but Anna Nicole Smith's story didn't end the day she was found lifeless in a hotel room. Nearly 2 decades later, her daughter Lynn is stepping into the light, and her secrets might rewrite everything we thought we knew. What eerie clues did Anna leave behind? And why is Lynn's life the mirror image of her mother's, yet nothing alike? The girl behind the glamour. Before the diamonds, the tabloid meltdowns, and the Supreme Court battles, Anna Nicole Smith was Vicki Lynn Hogan, a dirt-poor Texas girl with a frayed backpack and a Marilyn Monroe daydream. Born in 1967 to a teenage mother in Houston, her childhood was a revolving door of instability. Her father vanished before she turned 2. Her stepfather? A revolving cast of men who left bruises on her mother's heart, and sometimes on Vicki's spirit. By 14, she dropped out of school, trading algebra textbooks for a greasy apron at Jim's crispy fried chicken. The smell of fryer oil clung to her hair, but she didn't care. Survival was the only math that mattered. That's where she met Billy Wayne Smith, a 16-year-old fry cook with a crooked smile and jealous streak. At 17, she married him. At 18, she was a mother. By 19, she'd fled his rage with baby Daniel in her arms, crashing on couches in Houston while scrubbing tables at Red Lobster. But Houston's neon lights couldn't drown out the hunger. Not for food, but for more. At night, she'd sneak into clubs, watching wealthy men toss cash at dancers. I could do that, she told a friend. By 1991, she traded her waitress uniform for sequins at Gigi's Gentlemen's Club. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't safe, but for $50 a night, she'd let men call her Angel while she plotted her escape. Then, one sticky Houston evening, an 86-year-old oil tycoon rolled in, drowning in grief after losing his wife. His driver paid Anna $1,000 to sit with him. "Don't go back there," he slurred, pressing bills into her palm. It wasn't love. It wasn't even a desire. It was a transaction. The one that would catapult her into a world of private jets, lawsuits, and headlines screaming, "Gold digger." But Anna didn't want a sugar daddy. She wanted a rocket ship. And she was about to launch herself into orbit, with a gamble so risky, even Hefner would blush. Playboy and the reinvention. Anna Nicole Smith didn't just knock on Playboy's door. She kicked it down. In 1992, broke and desperate, she spent her last $50 on a motel room, a disposable camera, and a sheer bedsheet. With zero experience, she staged a DIY photo shoot, tousled blonde hair, red lipstick stolen from a Houston mall counter, and a pose ripped straight from Marilyn's 1949 Calendar Girl session. She mailed the photos to Hugh Hefner with a note scribbled on a diner napkin. "I'm your next star. Call me." Hefner didn't just call. He sent a private jet. By March 1992, Anna's face was plastered on Playboy's cover, her curves defying the era's heroin chic obsession. Critics sneered, "She's no Marilyn," but the public devoured her. Within months, she was crowned 1993 Playmate of the Year, a title that came with a $100,000 check and a target on her back. "They called me a joke," she later told Barbara Walters, "but jokes don't sell magazines. I did fashion moguls took notice." Paul Marciano, co-founder of Guess, ditched supermodel Claudia Schiffer and bet big on Anna, rebranding her as the face of retro glamour. The 1993 Guess campaign, shot in stark black and white with Anna straddling a vintage Cadillac, ignited a cultural reset. For the first time, a size 12 woman dominated billboards from Times Square to Tokyo. Tabloids labeled her the anti-supermodel, but sales skyrocketed. Yet behind the sequins, Anna was cracking. The same industry that praised her curves paid her less than stick-thin peers. They'd say, "Anna, you're real, you're relatable," she confessed in a lost 1994 interview. But real doesn't pay the lawsuits. Her $1 million Guess contract vanished into legal fees from ex-husband Billy's custody battles. Even Playboy turned icy. When she demanded a raise, an exec allegedly scoffed, "Blondes are replaceable," so Anna doubled down. She signed with Lane Bryant, championing forgotten women in ads that celebrated curves. The backlash was brutal. Fashion elites called her desperate. A Vogue editor quipped, "She's setting feminism back 20 years. But Anna fired back on Entertainment Tonight. "Marilyn wore a size 14. Why can't I?" But Anna wasn't just fighting for her place in fashion. She was racing toward an 89-year-old billionaire who'd make the industry's cruelty look like child's play. A billion-dollar love story or scam? J. Howard Marshall II was 89. She was 26. Their 14-month marriage sparked a 15-year legal war over his $1.6 billion empire. Anna swore it was love. Critics called it a con. When Marshall's will left her nothing, she fought to the Supreme Court and won. But the victory was hollow. By then, the world wasn't laughing with Anna. They were laughing at her. Bankrupt, harassed by lawsuits, and labeled a national disgrace, Anna pivoted to reality TV. The Anna Nicole Show was a ratings hit, but cameras captured her slurring words, battling staff, and leaning on her teenage son Daniel for stability. Then came the twist no court could fix. Daniel's sudden death in her hospital room, days after her daughter's birth. Reality TV meltdown. When the Anna Nicole Show premiered in 2002, it wasn't just a TV series. It was a car crash in slow motion, and America couldn't look away. E! Marketed it as a real-life Lucy Ricardo. But what unfolded was a raw, unscripted nosedive into a star's unraveling. The premiere drew 4.3 million viewers, breaking network records. Yet, by episode 3, the laughter turned uneasy. Take the infamous dog bite episode. Cameras rolled as Anna's hyperactive poodle, Sugar Pie, terrorized her Beverly Hills mansion, chewing through designer gowns and peeing on a $20,000 sofa. Anna, slurring her words, chased the dog with a broom, screaming, "You're ruining my life!" Producers kept it in for the quirky chaos, but insiders later admitted the scene wasn't just chaotic, it was a cry for help. Crew members reported Anna often arrived on set out of it, clutching a thermos they suspected was spiked with vodka and Xanax. Then there was Bobby Trendy, her flamboyant interior designer, and the show's accidental villain. In one episode, he mocked Anna's rural Texas roots, calling her decor ideas tackier than a gas station souvenir shop. Viewers cringed as Anna, desperate for validation, let him bulldoze her into buying $50,000 gold-plated toilet seats. Off camera, things were darker. Trendy allegedly leaked stories to tabloids, painting Anna as a pill-popping diva to boost his own fame. But the true tragedy was Daniel. Now 16, Anna's son became her reluctant co-star, often filmed staring blankly as his mother stumbled through scenes. In unaired footage, he begs producers, "Can't you see she's not okay?" Yet the crew kept rolling. When Anna gifted him a $100,000 Ferrari for his birthday, he muttered, "How are we going to afford this?" A moment edited out to preserve the glamorous mom narrative. The media pounced. The New York Post dubbed her TV's most tragic train wreck. Howard Stern mocked her slurred speech on air. Even fans began speculating. Was Anna drunk, high, or just broken? Behind the scenes, her addiction to prescription pills, Valium, methadone, chloral hydrate, spiraled. A crew member later confessed, "We'd find empty pill bottles in her dressing room." But the network said, "Keep filming. Drama sells." By season 2, the show's ratings plummeted. Anna showed up to filming skeletal, her once vibrant eyes hollow. In a haunting, unaired clip, she stares into the camera and whispers, "I'm so tired of being their joke." Weeks later, E! canceled the series. But the punchlines didn't stop. Months after the cameras left, Anna would stand on the MTV VMAs stage, slurring, swaying, and begging the crowd, "Do you like my body?" It wasn't funny anymore. And the darkest chapter was still to come. Double tragedy. Anna Nicole Smith's final years weren't just a spiral. They were a free fall lit by camera flashes and laced with betrayal. The birth of her daughter, Lynn, in September 2006 should have been a rebirth. Instead, it became the prelude to a nightmare. Days after Lynn's arrival, Anna posed for photos in her Bahamas hospital bed, cradling her newborn while hooked to an IV. The images sold for 6 figures, but behind the smile, Anna was crumbling. Nurses later revealed she'd been prescribed methadone under a fake name during her 3rd trimester. "She'd beg us, 'Don't let the press know,'" one nurse confessed. But the doctors kept writing scripts. The media pounced again. TMZ labeled Lynn the cursed baby, while conspiracy theorists live-streamed investigations into Daniel's death. Anna, now a ghost of her former self, fled to Florida, holed up in the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel. Her suite became a shrine. Daniel's clothes hung in the closet, his childhood photos taped to mirrors. Staff reported hearing her sob through the walls. "I should have died instead." On February 8th, 2007, the prophecy fulfilled itself. Anna was found slumped in her hotel room, cold and blue-lipped, a half-empty bottle of chloral hydrate beside her. The autopsy revealed a pharmacy in her veins, 11 prescriptions, including antipsychotics and sedatives meant for Stern. Yet the most chilling detail? A handwritten note in her journal dated days prior. Lynn, if you read this, I tried. I'm so sorry. The fallout was a grotesque circus. Larry Burkhead, after a DNA showdown, emerged as Lynn's father. But Anna's mother, Virgie Arthur, launched a custody war, accusing Larry of exploiting the baby for fame. In a Florida courtroom, Virgie screamed, "She's all I have left of my daughter," while Larry fired back, "You called Anna a whore." "You don't deserve this child." The judge sided with Larry, but the damage was done. Danny Lynn's infancy played out in tabloid headlines. Even in death, Anna couldn't escape the spectacle. Her body lay unburied for weeks as courts debated custody of her corpse. Virgie wanted her in Texas. Larry insisted on the Bahamas beside Daniel. The feud grew so vicious, Bahamian officials nearly arrested Virgie for attempting to steal Anna's casket. When Anna was finally laid to rest in March 2007, Larry placed Danny Lynn on the grass and whispered, "That's your mom. She loved you." The baby giggled, oblivious to the cameras capturing her first encounter with grief. Danny Lynn's silent rebellion. No reality shows, no Playboy spreads. Instead, Danny Lynn Burkhead wears black lipstick, studies forensic science, and trolls her dad with unflattering selfies. Her Beetlejuice-themed 18th birthday wasn't just a party, it was a statement. "I'm not my mother." But when paparazzi swarm, she smiles and whispers, "Butterflies follow me everywhere." Butterflies and secrets. Danny Lynn Burkhead's life isn't just a footnote in Anna Nicole Smith's chaotic legacy, it's a defiant rewrite. While the world expected a tabloid princess, Larry Burkhead built a fortress of normalcy around his daughter. No paparazzi sleepovers, no exploitative documentaries, just a childhood filled with Duran Duran concerts, horror movie marathons, and Larry's infamous no Google rule. "I disabled search engines on all her devices until she turned 16, he admitted in a rare interview. "I wanted her to choose when or if she'd face her mother's ghost, but curiosity always wins." At 12, Danny Lynn stumbled onto an old True Hollywood Story rerun. She asked, "Why is Grandma crying?" Larry recalled. "That's when I knew I had to tell her everything." Together, they pored over Anna's old diaries, laughing at her doodles of cartoon butterflies and cringing at the legal documents from the Marshall estate battle. "Mom was messy," Danny Lynn later told a friend, "but she loved hard. That's what matters." Her rebellion against the tragic heiress trope is calculated. While other celebrity kids chase Instagram fame, Danny Lynn's social media is a curated mix of forensic files memes, anime fan art, and cryptic captions like "Butterflies don't apologize for their metamorphosis." Followers obsess over the symbolism. Anna's favorite insect, the same one tattooed on her ankle weeks before she died. But Danny Lynn shrugs it off. "They're just pretty. Stop overthinking it." Yet hints of Anna's spirit linger. At 15, she secretly dyed her hair platinum blonde, Larry's one rule broken. "I wanted to see if I'd look like her," she confessed to her drama teacher. "But I washed it out before Dad noticed." The experiment wasn't just about aesthetics, it was a test. Could she handle the weight of that resemblance? Now 18, Danny Lynn's ambitions are a middle finger to expectations. Her forensic science obsession isn't academic, it's personal. "I want to solve cold cases," she told her high school counselor, "the kind where everyone's given up." Friends say she's haunted by Anna's unresolved battles. The Supreme Court fight, the mysterious pills, the whispers of foul play in Daniel's death. She'll never say it out loud, a classmate revealed, but she's training to investigate her own family's mysteries. Even her Japanese studies are a quiet rebellion. While Anna fetishized Marilyn Monroe's Hollywood glam, Danny Lynn immerses herself in wabi-sabi, the art of embracing imperfection. Her bedroom shelves overflow with haiku collections and Sailor Moon manga, a shrine to beauty that's fleeting, asymmetrical, and real. "She told me Marilyn's perfection killed her," Larry shared. Danny Lynn wants flaws. She wants to be human. But the world won't let her forget. In 2023, a TikToker leaked footage of Anna's grave in the Bahamas, sparking a morbid pilgrimage. Danny Lynn retaliated by posting a selfie with the caption, "Living people, dead ones. Go touch grass." The video went viral, praised as Gen Z clapback gold. Yet that night, Larry found her staring at Anna's portrait, whispering, "Why'd you have to leave me?" Danny Lynn Burkhead may have escaped the spotlight, but the spotlight hasn't escaped her. And as she steps into adulthood with a forensic kit in one hand and Hugh Jackman's autograph in the other, one question remains. Can she outrun a legacy that's still writing itself? Anna Nicole Smith craved love but found infamy. Danny Lynn chose anonymity but can't escape her name. Was Anna's life a warning or a roadmap? And what happens when the daughter she never knew starts asking questions? The truth might still be out there, and it's closer than you think.